Welcome back. We are on the set of Outside White Mountains in beautiful North Conway Village, New Hampshire. Speaking of beautiful, couple of beautiful people here. Nate Harvey, Lisa McCoy, today representing the 24 Hours of Great Glen, the biggest mountain bike race in the known universe this year. Thanks, guys, for coming on.
You're kind of right on that, Chris, with the universe thing. Because our theme this year is...
Space.
Yeah, spaced out.
Out of space.
For someone, we have so many details. This is going to be the epic interview.
Yeah, 15 minutes long. We're going for it.
But this is the Moat Mountain 24 Hours of Great Glen mountain bike race, but it's more than a race. It's a festival. It's actually 3 days long this year.
Yeah, well, it really starts on Friday night, and we have a kickoff party that's sponsored by the Moat. This is the Moat Mountain 24 Hours of Great Glen. Moat Mountain Smokehouse and Breweries celebrating their 24th anniversary this year, and of course, it's
It's our 24th.
And it's our 24th.
And it's a 24-hour race. The 24s are wild.
And it's 2024.
Yeah.
What else do you want to hear?
Yeah.
This is epic. So first of all, let's talk about the race. What is a 24-hour mountain bike race? It sounds maybe self-explanatory, but there are a lot of components to it.
Go ahead.
Who wants to
Lisa.
answer it?
Buzz in.
It was a great question. But
What is 24 hours?
Now it's your turn.
So this is a race where you can sign up as a solo rider, a team of 2, a team of 4, or a team of 5, and you have 24 hours, or there's a 12-hour division, and in that time period, your team or yourself as a solo can do as many laps as possible, and then it's scored based on how many laps you do, and if you, as a solo racer, and some other solo racer is tied for the number of laps, then it's by time. And so if you sign up and you decide to do 2 laps, that's your race. But there are some certain competitors out there, and there are some teams of 4 and teams of 2 that just crank all night, and it's incredible.
Yeah, some of the 4-person teams, like the pro teams, are spectacular. They are just so fast, and the races are tight sometimes. Even after 24 hours, it can come down to a single lap, and it's that last time afternoon on Sunday.
Yeah, because they don't stop. If you have a competitive team of 4, they're usually doing 2 laps each to get out there, so that the person that's on the last one out is kind of getting a rest a little bit, and maybe not sleeping, but definitely getting a rest, and then they're just powerhousing it. And seems like for this course and this race, this event, the bike of choice is usually some sort of hardtail.
Really?
And it's not like these really awesome downhill full suspension bikes that are going to win this race, because there's so much carriage road component to it. So you don't need that travel. You just need that way.
To get up and go.
Yeah, and you did bring up a good point that there are, in the 4-person, there's a beginner, a sport, and an expert category, and there's co-ed categories and all male, all female. So there's different options for anybody and everybody that wants to participate.
Yeah, you don't have to be a stud. Like Chris, if you and I were doing a 2-person 12, not that you're not a stud. We would do 1 day lap each and 1 night lap each.
Go to me.
I'm saying you and I.
Okay.
If we
That
were
would be a great team.
We would take it easy and have fun with it and enjoy the party and the mingling and the friendship and and the beer.
Yes, absolutely.
Really what
We're going to
is.
get more into the beer in a second. The course this year is a little bit different. Sounds a little longer than maybe last year.
It's a smidgen longer, but what's
Yeah.
really neat about this year's race is that traditionally we've been going in a counterclockwise.
Oh, wow.
Or no, we've traditionally been going clockwise. This year on the carriage roads, we're going the opposite direction. We're going counterclockwise. And so we've really switched it up. So people who've been riding this course for many years will have the experience of seeing it all in a different way.
A great way to explain the course is painful, awful, dirty, nasty, and hurtful. These are all key components to this race course.
Well, and the weather can play a huge factor, because I have been there in all weather where it's just dry and dusty to monsoon, and you can't even ride the carriage roads because it's raining so hard and everything's
We're really selling it
sliding
here.
out underneath you. But it was perfect last year.
Well,
Yeah.
so I can say last year, as a co-race director here, we put a team together, a casual team, and we each were able to go out and ride a lap, and it was incredible. I've never had such a feeling of kind of camaraderie with people out there, people giving high fives, encouragement, and there's all these moments you're just out there kind of cruising along on your own, and it's really a beautiful course. And then you come back into the race tent, and there's all this activity, and people are It's really an incredible event.
And I don't think there's such thing as a fair weather mountain biker. If you're mountain biking, it's about the mud, the blood, and the tears anyway. So you're going out there. That's part of the experience.
When people say, they come back, and there's been people that have been doing this for over 20 years, and they're still coming to this thing for some reason.
Yeah.
Do you remember when? They're not saying the sunny 77-degree days.
Right.
Do you remember when my tent was 6 inches underwater?
Yes.
And they're coming back, so
With their kids.
it's got to be good.
I have been there. The 2 a.m. knock on the tent. It's your shift, and it's just like coming down in buckets. And I'm like, why am I doing this? My team is not in contention. I'm just going for a 8 or 9 mile walk with my bike in the middle of the night through Pinkham Notch. Let's talk about the setting a little bit. So we're talking with Nate Harvey, Lisa McCoy, Great Glen Trail, 24 hours of Great Glen. This race all takes place at the base of the Mount Washington Autoroad.
It's at Great Glen Trails. It's a 9.6 mile course, and like Nate said, it uses carriage roads and single track, and the most incredible views you'll get of the northern presidential range, and right into the Great Gulf Wilderness. It's absolutely stunning.
So,
Yeah, if you're like scrolling through the website or looking for pictures from old races, I think there's a Flickr album or something there you can see. You'll see this very unique element to our race course, which is a floating bridge. It's got to be 75, 80 yards long, and it moves as you ride. It's a floating bridge, and it's a way to cut some time off your lap, and most people will opt to it. This year, we're riding it in reverse, so no one's ever ridden it this direction.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I think you guys, I've seen maybe just a few people fall off in the course of many years.
Not many.
It's time to either make it a little bit narrower or just add some grease to it or something.
Take some air out of the tubes that hold it up.
Yes, or have
Do
someone
you think we
with
should put a gap jump in there?
scuba gear. Oh, that's a good idea. Or someone in scuba gear just like jumping up unexpectedly and trying to startle people. So beautiful setting. This is not just a race though. This is a party. It's a festival, 3 days long. Bring us through the 3 days. It starts on Friday, August 1st. Is that the date?
August 2nd.
August 2nd.
Yep. And so August 2nd, we have Peter Prince coming with Moon Boot Lover, per our theme of outer space. So they're going to kick it off, and Moat Mountain Smokehouse Brewery is the, partner of this party as well, sponsor of the whole entire event. And it's just an awesome way to kick it off. And so that's Friday night. Anybody's welcome.
Yeah, the only thing you need to register for the whole weekend is racing, right?
That's correct.
Or volunteering. We'll
Yep.
get into that, but yep.
So it's a party. Even if you're not signed up to race, make sure you come to the pre-party on Friday and all the festivities over the week. So a big party on Friday with Moat and live music.
Yeah, and like Nate said, we do have volunteering. So maybe you come to the party and you're like, wow, this event is pretty sweet. I want to come back on Sunday and see what it's like, after the event is finished, or I want to come back at 2 a.m. and see what these racers look like. So Friday night party, and then, the race kicks off at noon on Saturday, August 3rd. And then once the race, it's a Le Mans start. So everyone has to, the first person in the team or the solo runs around our pond, and then they all get on their bikes and then they're off.
And the best part is when the cannon sounds at noon and everybody's off. The tension is building. Everybody has energy, and it's the last time you'll see that much energy for 24 hours as the crowds disperse over 9 miles. So racing for 24 hours, but there's also like mini events and games staggered throughout the whole day.
Yeah, and actually, Chris, you might know the answer to this since you've been our master of ceremonies and announcer for the last dozen of these races we've done. So you would host sometimes the Cliff Bar eating contest. That's when you get your kids up there and choke on a Cliff Bar. Fuzzy Bunny, how many marshmallows can you stuff in your face and still say Fuzzy Bunny?
Yeah.
Legibly. We have the cheese doodle toss, which is obviously a highlight, as no one has ever beaten our staff in the last 24 years. Check the records. It's true.
Okay. I feel like there was a close call.
There might have been,
years
but
ago.
under the rug. Cheese doodle is pretty fun. That's at 6 o'clock every time we do that on Saturday afternoon. And maybe a couple other events like coconut races and stuff. I think we're going to bring
The
some
big
old
kids
ones.
race. We didn't mention the kids race.
Oh, yeah. Lisa, what's that about?
So we have a 24 minutes of Great Glen, and it's all age categories up until, I believe it's 14 or 12. Memory.
I think it might be 12.
Yeah,
12.
maybe it's 12. It's 12. It seems appropriate. It's half of 24. Anyway.
Half the 14-year-olds are like doing the big course and
Yes.
This is true.
like having my time that I would have done.
So up until 12, from the little striders all the way to, kids, we do one lap on the kids course or multiple laps on the kids course for the older kids. And there's great prizes from our sponsors, which I believe Nate will get into, but specifically Zeb's Country Store for the kids race, because you can't beat Zeb's for.
Absolutely. That's nice. All the kids get something. And you see these kids come year after year. They look forward to this race. They take it seriously. And it's kind of their stepping stone, because you do see some of them graduate into the big 24-hour race, because mountain biking for a lot of people is a family affair. It's like, it's what you do. So, sponsors, Nate, who else? Obviously, Moat Mountain is
the
stepped
reason
up.
Moat is tied into this thing is because the owner, Steve Johnson, has in the past raced this race for fun, competitively, brought on lots of teams, and then he just saw the value in it just combining forces to bring this race back 4 years ago, basically. It had a long break where we had kind of tipped the scales and the race wasn't gaining, it was going downhill. And then we bounced, and with Steve's help, it's really made a big difference. So then, I've got the list here. I don't want to miss anybody. Locally, Hannaford is pulling in pretty good. Specialized is a really big sponsor. They're giving away 3 kids bikes for winners of this kids race we were just talking about. Yeah, like 3 brand new bikes.
That is fantastic.
HEB Engineers is local. Settlers Crossing is down the street. Kona Mountain Flyer is an online magazine we work with. Pepsi, New England Youth Cycling. This is a group of kids between, I think, 8 and 17, basically, that do bike racing around New England, and they've got over 1,000 kids that do this, and they're bringing 3 or 4 teams.
And they challenged the adult teams.
Oh, they
last year.
won.
They were so good.
They'll win again. They are fit children.
Wow.
Zeb's, Cranmore, and then we've got a bunch of different local food trucks and people that are helping us out, and room for more.
Right, and that's a whole part of it. The local food trucks is a whole other scene. Come by in the afternoon on Saturday. If you're not racing, you just want to spectate for a bit, have a beer, have some food from one of our food trucks, and just check out the scene.
All right.
Chris, I wanted to pay you off for having us. No, I just had
no dogs, by the way. No dogs.
No doggies at this event, no. Yeah. But if someone's going up the auto road and they're like, oh, what's going on over there? And they want to come have some tacos, they can come in and check it out. Yeah. Cheer people on. I got a short list from our volunteer coordinator of things we need for help.
Okay.
It's really easy to sign up for this. There's like a 1-minute survey you can do on our website.
GreatGlenTrails.com?
Yeah, and then you just click the 24-hour tab, and it says, well, I want to be a volunteer. We need help with bib stuffing prior to the event. That's like on Wednesday or Thursday or something. We have these timing backup shifts. So obviously there's an official timer here getting right down to the 100th of a second with all the splits and everything. It's all live. You can see it all over the festival. But we have backup people that sort of help with his timing crew. So that's throughout the whole event. We need more people for that. It's typically a sit-down job. It's a 4-hour shift. It doesn't take a lot of physical exertion.
No, and what you do is just record a number. You see someone come through and you record, okay, that's bib 585.
If you want to exert some energy, I'm looking for some help with course marshalling, which could be just kind of walking the course, make sure all the tape is still up. If there's a muddy spot, tree down, rocks in the way, significant rain, coursework to do, you're on it. And we'll have the tools and supervision for that. That's for 24 hours we need help in 4-hour shifts. And then cleanup. We pick up the course in 3 hours at the end of the day, starting at 2:30 or so. It's Sunday afternoon.
Pretty efficient. So if you are, maybe there's so many reasons why you might want to volunteer. Maybe you're a mountain biker, you just can't do the race this year, you have an injury or something, but walking the course for 4 hours would be a great way to help out. So definitely check these guys out. Nate Harvey, Lisa McCoy, Great Glen Trails Outdoor Center, representing the 24 hours of Great Glen Mountain Bike Race. Have we missed much? I don't think so. I think we got it all in there.
I think there's one category, 2 categories we really like to see some growth in is more women. In this, last year we had about 25% attendance were women in the race, which was pretty decent. This year it's down a little bit, so we still have a couple weeks to boost that up. We're almost full for this event, so we've got room for 50, 60 more riders.
Yep.
That's not a lot of room.
There's not a lot of room, it's not a lot of teams, and I definitely know of a whole bunch of people that have talked to me, I'm signing up, but they haven't signed up yet, so
don't wait.
Yeah, we're restricted by
there is a campground
the
max
camping space
yeah.
and you still want this to be a fun, not a bumper-to-bumper event.
Yeah.
How long does it take to race 9.5 miles? Some of these guys will do it in 45 minutes. Some will do it in an hour and a half. But that's the thing. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
And kids, we need more juniors. There's a really discounted junior rate to sign up for 12 hours or 24. We need more kids in this thing.
All right, get there. It's a lot of fun. It's camping. It's a festival. There's music on Friday. Moat Mountain beers throughout. Food trucks. We didn't even mention, I think, free kayaking in the pond. You guys do that every year.
Yeah. Saturday, 10
So
to
there's
4.
something
Yep.
for kids and parents who aren't riding to do. You can just drift out there.
So much
Watch-
spectating.
and then you get to watch them ride over the bridge, floating bridge on that same pond. So.
Absolutely. And all this, and you're at the base of Mount Washington in beautiful Pinkham Notch, New Hampshire. All right. I think you guys, do you have a separate website for the race too? Is it 24hoursofgreatglen.com?
It's like a page within a website.
All right.
Yeah, so I think the easiest thing is to go to just Great Glen Trails.
Google it.
Or just
You'll
Google.
find it. Yeah, I know you have a great Facebook page too where you can ask questions and everything else. So get in touch with these guys. And we're going to see you up in Pinkham Notch first weekend of August.
That's great.
We'll see you there.
Here's the logo for this year. Space guy.
Outer space. You're watching
Space
outside.
out.